I'm Eric Parker. This morning on CT21, the state opens a new ramp from I-91 to I-84 in Hartford to alleviate the bottlenecking that's plagued that area for years. We'll talk about that project and how the state is dealing with other traffic trouble spots with the commissioner of the state's Department of Transportation. Plus, a new airline lands at Bradley International Airport. We're going one-on-one with the CEO of Breeze Airways. He has a Connecticut connection. And unique insight into the importance of remembering the fallen on this Memorial Day weekend. It's all ahead this Sunday, May 30th. CT21 starts right now.
From Channel 3, this is Connecticut's most watched current affairs program, CT21, with Eric Parker. Sponsored by Hartford Healthcare.
We begin on this Sunday talking traffic. If you head to the shore in the summertime, you know about those Friday and Sunday drives and how brutal they can be in places with the backups. In the Hartford area, the state made a big move to thin out traffic with the opening of a new ramp that goes from I-91 north and the Charter Oak Bridge over towards I-84. It opened up this past week. You can see it there in the center of your screen. Joining us to talk about that project, summer traffic, and a lot of other things going on around the state is the commissioner of the state's Department of Transportation, Joseph Giulietti. Commissioner, thanks for being with us, and tell us first about this improvement in Hartford. I think anyone who's been through that area, no matter if you went in the middle of the night or the middle of Sunday afternoon, knows that could be a big mess.
You know, Eric, first off, thank you for the opportunity to talk about it and to talk about, what the department has done here. I referenced back that when my children were in Yukon, Sundays used to be the hard time going up 91 because you'd have to get the kids back to school for Sunday evening. And there would be a massive backup. Well, that eventually grew to every single day as a backup where 91 goes up there towards 84. And the other problem is it's a major truck thoroughfare as well. So when a heavy truck is going up that exit ramp, it backs up that highway for several miles. And the accidents that occur because of everybody trying to run down the middle lane and cut over to the right. So what happened, there was a couple of positives that happened here. One, the people that were doing the work came up with an alternate exit ramp while we're in construction to alleviate some of the concerns while we're going through construction. You're now going to go up the left side of 91 and be able to go right across to 84. It's going to be it'll take care of the congestion problem for now. And we're also going to, in the next year, get a second lane in there. So you'll actually go up to a 2-lane exit that will eliminate the entire backup. We're strategically looking at not how adding a lane to an entire highway, but adding a lane to where it will allow for those, I'll call those crunch points that have to be dealt with. And, today with the fact that we can get all this data from the federal government, we actually know where every one of those pinch points are. Go ahead. You're ready to ask me a question. I can see it.
You mentioned it at the beginning there. You get those knuckleheads who try to cut into that exit at the last possible second. You have trucks that just take it slow up that ramp. So how is that the biggest difference, is that having just a better traffic pattern? Plus, even once you got up that ramp, if you were going to 84, you had to merge hard left right away. So there was a lot of issues with that one lane, and I guess that's what led to all the backups?
That and the fact that, now when you go up that left lane, it just flows right into 84. So therefore, and that's why we knew the problem wasn't once you got onto 84. The problem was trying to get into 84 and merge into 84. So what we've done is we've taken care of that. But like I said, that takes care of it for the immediate. We also know it's going to keep growing, and we're going to keep getting truck traffic through there. And that's why it's critical that we're going to put in a second lane there as well. So you'll now go to where it's a double lane exit that will take care of that demand going forward.
All right, I'm sure a lot of people will be happy to see that. Another hot spot during the summer is always I-95 along the shore. A lot of people heading, whether it's to the state parks or to a private beach. We see those backups on Friday, maybe just people passing through Connecticut as well. Friday evening, Sunday afternoon. What's the state doing to focus on that? Is there any good news for people along the shoreline, Commissioner?
Well, I will first tell you that there are two things that I'd like to point to. One is the fact that we will not be doing construction through the weekend. We shut down the construction. That doesn't mean you're not going to see our men and women out there, because wherever there's an incident, wherever we have to replace a guardrail, there's going to be that type of work that goes on. But the heavy construction that slows traffic down will not be going on. The other thing I want to talk about is the governor's initiative with the fact that we're going to provide bus service to the state parks, and it's going to be free for Connecticut residents. So I'm going to ask you all to click into ConnecticutRides.com and see CTRides.com and see what the opportunities are, and the fact that there are going to be free bus service on weekends between Memorial Day and Labor Day, as we encourage people to take public transit, and we make that public transit meet those objectives of going where people want to go to.
All right, sounds like a lot of people may be able to take advantage of that. Journalism 101, first day, the reporter's not allowed to express his opinions on the air, but as someone who commutes from Old Lyme to Rocky Hill every day, I do have opinions about the traffic lights on Route 9 in Middletown. I won't share them with you, but do you have any news about maybe making the backups there a little better, Commissioner?
Not only are we going to make the backups better, okay, we've got some bridge work that's going on in there, and you do know that everything we're trying to do now, and for me, it was a little bit of a shock. You come here and you find out that, we have a tremendous amount of traffic lights that are under our control, but we're still dealing with old technology. All right. And we can change those traffic lights to where they're intelligent light systems. And the governor has brought into this full force so that from now on, the traffic lights, instead of those loops you see down in the road, they're going to have cameras in them that will anticipate the driving patterns. So when a gang gets out or when there's a tremendous amount of traffic, you don't automatically shut the light down when there's no traffic in the other direction. It'll keep the traffic flowing. It'll keep the traffic moving towards the interstates. And this is what's going to tie into our command center down here. So you're going to see those types of changes, and you're also going to see a lot of improvements on that road. I don't want to jump the gun on this because there's an awful lot we go through in terms of community meetings, and there's always, for everyone that wants to see the highway move quicker, there's somebody that may not feel the same way, and we've got to work that out so that we're fair all the way across the board.
All right.
So I do appreciate your self-serving interest in this, and it's mine as well.
All right. Very good. I appreciate it as well. I want to ask you, we've heard a lot of talk about the Biden administration and all their infrastructure plans. Do you have any hint what that might mean for our viewers and for people in Connecticut?
Well, aside from the fact that, had it not been for the Biden administration giving us an awful lot of CARES funding, it would enable us to keep all of our trains. We didn't run 100% of the trains. We ran it about 60% of the trains. So one, we've gotten the money to be able to continue that and continue it for the next 2 years, along with the state investment in. The other part is that I've been on the call today and yesterday with both our House and our Senate personnel that are on, talking about what is coming to us in terms of funding going forward. What I'll say to you as the biggest teaser coming in is we're looking at the possibility of a tremendous infusion of money into infrastructure that's going to allow for us to not only take care of the issues we've already just discussed, but I've got a major problem going down 91 where Route 15 and 691 bear off. Okay, it's the Wilbur Cross right there. That one has to be straightened out. Down in Stamford, we got a major situation going when you're coming back east in the evening, going up Route 7, and I've got a big one up on 84 between exits 3 and 8 up in Danbury. So a lot of work, a lot of requests, and I want to turn around and let everybody know we have a fantastic congressional delegation and a governor that's all about let's get it done, let's get the roads and the rail systems going faster.
All right, Commissioner Joseph Giulietti, we're all out of time. You were the former head of the MTA, so I may be the first guy to not ask you a rail question. So we'll have you back, and we'll talk about rails and Metro North and all the commuter rail stuff on another visit. Thanks so much for being with us this week.
Thank you for asking me, and love to come back.
All right, Commissioner, thanks. Coming up, a new airline arrived at Bradley International this past week. We're talking to the CEO of Breeze Airways about his plans to connect his fellow Connecticut residents with cities all around the country. We'll be right back.